Hi, welcome. My name is Chrissy, and in this video I thought I would just pop on today and do a New Year's reading and just get some guidance to take us into that new year of 2022. So I'm just going to close my eyes and just let my guides channel through to you, and we'll see what messages come through. Now I'm getting focus and clarity. So basically they're showing me like a crystal ball, and it's got the visions in it. So this is kind of saying about we need to capture our visions again. It feels like we have lost sight of direction. We've lost sight of where we're heading. We've lost sight of so many things. We've even lost sight of just connecting. Obviously that's one that's been a huge one. So what they're showing me is it's time to kind of get back to those things where we're setting goals again. We're looking for direction. We're giving ourselves things to look forward to. I feel like these are the things that when we got stopped a couple of years ago during these lockdowns and everything, everybody's life just went stagnant, and that's where I talk about the collapsing and the crumbling of things in my past videos. And this is what's actually got to happen again. We've got to kind of get ourselves kick-started. So it's by looking into our future that we can start to create these things again. And that's why they sort of talk, this is about like manifesting, being able to create things into your life. What do you want in your life? This is also about how are you wanting to feel in your life, because a lot of us have become very numb and desensitized to a lot of the things that have been going on in these current energies. You know, you just get bombarded with information that it just desensitizes people. So we've got to kind of get back to those feeling places of, you know, it's also about that connecting with people and having a beautiful hug and just sharing kindness and doing these simple things. It's about goal setting. It's about setting goals, about achieving things and saving money. People have even had to cut into their savings and their superannuation and a lot of things like this, and that can be very disheartening. So we don't want to be staying stuck in this sort of flat-lined negative energy. We want to start to get our life moving again, and we want to start to make changes going forward. So this is why they're showing me this crystal ball and you starting to put your visions on the things that you want. Look, I know some things are simple like creating vision boards and doing things like that, but I really believe that this actually works. I really know that it's about the energy you're emitting and what you're wanting to create in your life. So the thoughts that you're putting out is what you're going to start to kind of get back. So don't be close to doing like a really good vision board with, say, a beautiful holiday, a car. Doesn't matter what you put on your vision board. It might be that you get a dog, you just want a pet. So these are the kind of things. This is about the goal setting. So you can write them down on paper. That's another way of doing it. There's so many ways of doing this, but you just need to start to focus coming into this new year on the visions, because that is the clear message. Get that clarity and get really clear on what you're wanting, what you're wanting to have come into your life, how you're wanting to feel. Getting back to those feeling places is very important, and definitely just moving forward in that more positive direction with more momentum and not just flatlining. Now they're saying that the things that you've achieved in the past are now gone. It's saying that we've all had a lot of hurdles to get over, and this means everybody. It's almost like we've all run this hurdle race where we've sort of gone over all these big hurdles, and some we've knocked over, some we've cleared, and it's like they're showing me all these people in the running races, but only a few are going to kind of make it to the end. Like a lot will stumble. So it's like, how many hurdles have you got over? And it's saying what you've got to do is learn from those experiences. So you don't want to be going through that again. You don't want to be tripping over and falling. You want to actually learn from those experiences moving forward. So that's definitely another message, is to take from the things you've achieved in the past and the experiences that you've gone through. You've got to use your strengths now in moving yourself forward. So take the strengths from it and move yourself forward. Never stay stuck in those experiences, and that's virtually what the message is. We all fall over and we all make mistakes in life, but the message really here going into New Year's is to just keep moving forward, because it's by all these mistakes that we learn and we grow and we expand. So sometimes all these positive things that we've kind of achieved in the past and that are all leading us somewhere. So take all those experiences now and kind of run with them and really move forward. So that's another message that's really clear coming into 2022. Take past experiences and achievements and really utilize that strength and the courage and the things that you've learnt from them and take them forward into this new year. Now they're actually talking about an overriding storm. So they're showing me like these big clouds, and there's grey, and there's still like a heaviness that's but it's actually showing me that the rains are falling. So it's like sometimes we get these clouds over us, and that's not necessarily to do with depression and darkness. This is more to do with heavy energy. So when we have heavy energy, once it starts raining, that means that things start to lighten up. So the clouds lighten up. They're not as grey anymore. They become lighter and whiter and fluffy, and they sort of start to dissipate, and they start to move apart, and then suddenly you start to see the blue sky. So I really feel like this is kind of the message that they're giving me here is for 2022. They're actually going to be giving us more blue sky. So it's like there's going to be these cracks forming in the clouds where we're going to start to see more blue sky, and we're going to get out of this heavy energy. I really believe that in 2022 that heavy energy is going to start to dissipate, and we're going to actually start to really see that sort of sun starting to shine in, and we're going to just like really embrace it. People are going to look for any moments in their life where they're going to just feel joy, happiness. You know, I always talk about getting out in vitamin D and getting out in the sun and getting vitamin D, because that's really healthy, and getting out in nature. So now we're going to start to see things really differently once that heavy energy and that cloud starts to move. And look, that could take a while. I'm not saying it'll happen straight away, but I feel like over this sort of coming year of 2022, there will be some really big shifts that we can start to see those positive kind of spaces of, like, the analogy is blue sky, but it's like positivity in our life. I think if you've been thinking about giving up drinking and alcohol, I'm thinking this is a really good year to do that. They're showing me like there's a lot of alternatives in the supermarkets now. You can even get alternatives that are like completely non-alcoholic, but they're just like drinking alcohol. So sometimes what they're saying to you is these things are about like going through the motion. It's not always about the effects that it gives you. Yes, it sometimes can be quite relaxing, but they're saying that it's more about the action, the sitting, the drinking, the sharing, conversation. So if you're thinking about giving up alcohol, this is a really good year to kind of cut back or to think about alternatives, because you wake up fresher in the morning too. You don't have those headaches or hangovers, and you know, not everybody suffers those, but it depends how much and the quantity, I guess, that you're drinking. So look at some of these alternatives now. There's some low carb things, and there's definitely some with less sugar. Even if you are drinking alcohol, look at some of the I know some of the beers now and the different ales out there have different alcoholic ratios in them. So some are lighter, there's lighter beers. These kind of things aren't as bloating, and they're also helpful because you can also drive, because you can't drink and drive obviously. But going into 2022, these are alternatives that you can look at now. If you're really wanting to give something like alcohol up, there are other avenues that you can look at. They're saying that we all face experiences in our life, like sometimes experiences can be so overwhelming and consuming, and I think in 2022, like I said, we're going to find there's a lot more lightness in the air. There's going to be a lot more lightness around our feeling body. I feel like those heavy, dense energies that we've all been going through are starting to really lighten up. I feel like we're getting back to our inner, it's like we're feeling more in our spiritual connection more than ever in 2022. I feel like people are really going to be looking at the simplicity of life and wanting to find just that relief and that relaxation. They're showing me like cafes, sitting outside al fresco and just dining out. These are the things that people have really missed, just sitting out, having a beautiful coffee, and it doesn't matter where you're living. These are the things we've missed. We've missed just, you know, that sea breeze through our hair and sitting on the beach and just watching the world walk by. These are things we've got to start enjoying again, and these are the things that they're telling me for 2022, and I think I said that in 2021 my reading as well, is that you've got to look at simple things now. You know, I talked a lot about picnics and going and visiting caves and a lot of these things around nature, but it's also about learning to be and learning to live in that now. So I feel like 2022, a lot of people are going to have to really learn and teach themselves how to live in that now moment, because this is how we start to heal inside and we clear all that clutter that can sometimes just mush up and overwhelm us in our mind and our mental state. Now, I really feel like happiness is going to be a byproduct of all the torment and the it's saying torture, but it's not really meaning torture. It's kind of saying the out of control state that we've all been living in for the past 2 years. So happiness is going to be kind of a byproduct now. So it's like we're going to actually find that true happiness now. Because people were suffering a lot of angst. There was anxiety, there was hurt, there was confusion, people felt lost, people felt very isolated. And now in 2022, we're still going to find that sort of after effects going into the year, but I also feel like as we start moving through the year, people are going to try and, like I said, visualize and create their own happiness now, because I think people are realizing that, well, if we want things to change and we want to have the best life we can while we're living and while we're here on earth, we have to start to make these changes and create a better sort of world for ourselves. And like, this is around a lot of areas, not just feelings. This is about pollution. This is about cleaning up the mass. I've talked about that before, getting rid of plastic bags. I feel like a lot of these things are still going to be really start to be dealt with leading into 2022. So basically the message is, like I said, keep jumping over the hurdles. Even if you knock a few down, that's fine, because that's the process of learning about life and how we all move forward. But start to take, like I said, those strengths and really move forward with them now into 2022. Be your own person. Be really strong. We're all advanced in our own accomplishments, and that's what it's saying. Like, we all have skills. We're sort of battle hardened is the word as well that they're giving me. So like I said, just keep standing up. Just keep standing up for your fight in life, and we'll move forward. But get back to these visualizing that crystal ball and start to see where you really want to go. Like I said, get out there and make a vision board for 2022, because that can really help. If you're looking at some pictures of what you're wanting to create every day, it sends that vibration and that message into your mind. And it might not happen in the first few months, it might not happen for 6 months, but eventually something will change and shift in you that will create that energy that starts to emit and brings different things into your life. And I really believe going into 2022, we're going to find that we're going to have some really big changes in our lives. And like I said, it's that crumbling and then it rebuilds with a really good foundation. So start by visualizing and seeing the foundation of where you're wanting to head. So look, thanks for watching today. Leave me some comments. I'd love to hear where you're watching this video from. I have many self-help videos as well that can help you around attraction, body language, feeling lost. I've got grief, sadness, feeling suicidal, even depression. Please go check those out. And I've also got many on predictions around weekly, monthly, and I've got quite a few on for 2022. I'd love you to check those out. Hit those like buttons, subscribe of course, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.